All right, boys and girls, today for our math lesson, we're going to be doing Unit 9, Lesson 2, Partition Rectangles. This is the second part to the lesson that we just did yesterday. Okay, same concept, same objective, just extra practice. All right, so first up, we have problem of the day, and I will be writing in red because I do not want you to write this down. We're going to practice counting coins. Count the coins. I know a lot of you have mastered this, but there is no harm in practicing. Okay, I'll go ahead and give you just a second. Go ahead and pause it if you need to solve it. All right. So remember when we're when we're counting coins, we always want to start with the largest denomination, which means the largest value. So what is the largest value? You're right, 25, a quarter. So we got 25, then we have 2 dimes, then we have 2 nickels, and 3 pennies. Okay, so we're going to start with the largest denomination, 25, and then we're going to add 10, that's 35. 10 more is 45. 50, 55, 56, 57, 58. We have 58 cents total. If you got 58, great job. You did great. All right. So today's objective is today I will equally partition rectangles into rows and columns. So same objective as yesterday. Today is just going to be our procedural lesson. Okay, same vocabulary as yesterday. We have a rectangle. Okay, rectangle is the shape that we will be working with today. Remember, partition means to divide objects into equal shares. Okay, we're dividing objects into equal shares. It's very important to remember it's got to be equal. Okay, then we have rows. Sorry, my computer fell over. Next, our vocabulary word is rows. Then we have columns. Let's go back. Rows and columns. Rows, they go from left to right. So I know that Miss Diaz yesterday explained to you that it means it's horizontal. Have you ever heard of a horizon? If not, a horizon is when you look out in the ocean and that line where the water and the sun when it's setting meets or rises. Okay, so this is our sun. You can remember horizon or you always remember horizontal because that's how I remember it. I know that the horizon when I'm looking out, when I'm at the beach and I'm looking out towards the horizon, where the sun is coming up, I remember rows. And whenever I imagine row, I remember horizon. Okay, and then for columns, there are large pillars that hold up a roof. You can see them almost everywhere, in buildings, at schools. Okay, there are large buildings with these tall structures that hold up the roof. These are called columns. They go up and down. Okay, so that's rows when you think of the horizon and columns when you think of vertical structures that hold up a roof. Horizon, horizontal and vertical. Rows and columns. I'm going to write that down. Rows and columns. All right, so let's move right along. Also remember that each part, when we are partitioning each part is always going to be the same. There are equal shares or parts. When you are dividing something up, say you get a Snickers bar and you split it between you, your brother, your mom and your dad, or you, your sister, your mom and your dad, or whoever, you share it with 3 other people, so there's 4 of you total. Would it be fair if you partition it so that your piece is smaller than the rest, or that your piece is bigger than the rest? No, it's not going to be fair. So we need to make sure that when we are partitioning our rectangles or our shape, that they are equal shares or parts. All right. Let me get my red marker because it's my turn. All right, so the directions tell me to partition to make equal parts. Number 1 says to partition this rectangle into 4 rows. Remember, rows, horizontal, they go left and right. So I know that they're going to be longwise, not up and down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I see the number 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know how much space there is. After I put the dots in there, because I know that there has to be 4 rows, I can put lines in between to separate each part. And now my parts are pretty much even. They're not exactly even because I'm using my freehand. That means it's not exact. If I was folding a piece of paper, it would be much more exact, but I'm just drawing it, so at least as long as I have as many parts as it's asking me, then you should be fine. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Done. Easy peasy. Okay, number 2. It says partition this rectangle into 5 columns. How many do they want? 5. And so if the rows look like this and they go left to right, columns go up and down, and I need 5 of them. So how many dots am I going to put? You're right, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I just put the lines in between to divide them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then count that I have the right amount. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's it. I got partitioned my rectangle into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. All right. Number 3. Partition this rectangle into 4 rows and 5 columns. How many equal parts are there? Okay, so how many things do I need to do to make sure that I get full credit for this question? First of all, it says partition this rectangle into 4 rows, so I need to put 4 rows, and I need to do 5 columns. And then they ask me how many equal parts are there. So this is the 3rd part. This is the 3rd thing that I need to do. Okay, so one thing at a time. I need to put 4 rows. So I actually already did it up here, so I just need to copy it. I did 4 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I need to put my 5 columns, just like I put up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I need to divide them up. I need to partition. So my rows first, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then there's a 4th one. And columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, these are done. All I have left is to answer how many equal parts are there. All I have to do is count, and maybe I will take a pencil and I will shade it so we can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so how many equal parts are up there? There are 20 equal parts. Okay, so I counted one by one. Can anybody else think of a faster way to count how many equal parts there are? Good, you can skip count. So you can skip count by 4. So 4, 8, 12, no, 5, 10, 15, 20, because there are 5 in each, or we can count by fours, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Either way, there are 20 equal parts. However you feel comfortable is the way that I want you to do it. Okay, so structure guided practice. Now it's your turn to open up your book to page 6. I hope that you're already there. If not, pause this so you can be ready so we can move on. All right. Number 1 says partition this rectangle into 4 columns. Which direction do my columns go? Do they go left and right? Or do I go up and down? Right, it goes up and down. So I need to put the number of columns up at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then draw my lines. 1, 2, 3. So I can have 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. Okay, number 2. Partition this rectangle into 3 rows. Remember rows, they go left and right. They're horizontal. So we're going to put 1, 2, 3. It's not perfect, but I have 1, 2, 3 equal 3 parts. They're not exactly equal, but as long as you get them close and you have 3 sections, if you have more than 3 sections or less than 3 sections, 3 parts, then that is not correct. But as long as there are 3 equal parts, then you're okay. Okay, number 3. Partition this rectangle into 3 rows and 4 columns. How many equal parts are there? All right, how many parts do we have to answer? 1. How many? 3 rows, 4 columns. And then answer this question, how many equal parts? So one thing at a time. 3 rows. Just like up here, my rows go left to right. So I need to do 1, 2, 3. And this time I'm going to take, this straight edge, and I'm going to use my pencil and I'm going to draw so that it's a little bit more straight. If you have something straight, I would use it. If not, then it's not a big deal. Something like a ruler is like the best option. Okay, so we have 3 rows. Now I need my 4 columns. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then draw my line to separate 1, 2, and 3. That's it. So I got my rows and my columns. How many equal parts are there? Okay, so remember you can count one by one or you can skip count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 equal parts. All right, go ahead and get your final check for understanding done, your student practice done, and the challenge problems are optional. If you complete them, I will accept them as extra credit. All right, guys, good luck.